What's up, guys? Jeff Cavaliere, AthleanX.com. It's a Bodyweight Wednesday, and guess what? It really doesn't even matter, at least not for the consideration of what we're choosing here for the best exercise to help you to burn the most calories and fat as fast as possible. Because we can look at weighted options, we can look within the weight room and see if we've got any options there, but we don't. The best thing we can possibly do is move our asses as fast as we possibly can, and to do that, that is with sprinting. This is a high effort, high intensity. This is an overloaded version of what would typically be a basic cardiovascular exercise. Okay, so we can jog, we can walk, but there's no overload there. And you know how important I say overload is to everything we do. This is overload. Now, if we look at calorically, what this equates to is calorically we could jog. And a lot of us do jog, and we spend a lot of time doing that, but is it the best thing we can do if we're trying to burn as much calories and fat as possible? No, because we can jog, and if we jog, again, the weight that we are will influence how many calories we burn. If we're heavier, we're going to burn more calories in the same period of time as we would if we're lighter. But in general, a 160-pound guy is going to burn about 180 calories every 15 minutes jogging. A 200-pound guy is going to burn about 220 calories every 15 minutes jogging. Okay, not bad. But when we sprint, if you were to sprint for 3 minutes straight, which none of us are because we're probably going to pass out before then, but it illustrates the level of high intensity effort. We could obviously do it for 30 seconds, sometimes even 60 seconds, but in 3 minutes compared to 15, these guys are going to burn anywhere from 275 to 320 calories. Now, that's every 3 minutes. You multiply that by 5, you got a hell of a lot more calories being burned, but of course, no one is going to be sprinting for that long of a period of time. So what do? Well, our options are to break it up with rest intervals. Now, we talked about high-intensity interval training before. That's a given. But what am I doing specifically? Well, I actually like to sprint twice a week. And I don't do it for a hell of a lot of time. Matter of fact, tonight I was so damn late in doing it and getting it done that I had to go outside. It was nearly dark anyway. I decided I'd bring the camera out and show you what I do. So I go out and I like to try to find a little bit of an incline that I can run up. If I run up, I'm going to get a little bit more work for my posterior chain, which obviously can always benefit from that anyway, but there's bigger muscles on our backside here. They're going to burn more calories a little bit more quickly, so I'm going to utilize the uphill slope to my advantage to help me to get more out of this workout, especially when I'm short on time. So what I do is I set it up for about a 30 or 40 yard run, and all I'm going to do is sprint up, and I'm going to either walk down or I'm going to do something I call a sprint walk jog, which I'll show you in a little bit, where I walk half the way and then I jog half the way back to the starting point, in which case I turn right back around and I sprint up the hill again. Either way, the key here is the sprinting, and the key is minimizing the rest intervals here, so that when I get back to the starting line, I'm not hanging around forever, I'm getting right back at it. And I might only do this whole cycle. I'll start the clock at 10 minutes, and I'll just keep running up and down that hill. Now, in terms of the style of running, I'll either try to be at about 90% of my max effort, where I'm still holding on to a little bit of my form if I can, trying to drive my arms in this plane rather than this way here, okay, try to get good knee drive. That actually helps me to get my form work in while I'm also still burning a lot of calories. But then I might go and sacrifice it all. And I might say, look, I'm going to just run as hard as I can possibly freaking run, and I'm going to push with as much force as I can into the ground. That's a little bit different focus. That's where I allow myself to get a little bit more lax with my quality of my run, and instead focus on just pushing as hard as I possibly can to develop some strength. Look, the posterior chain deserves the overload, needs as much overload as you can possibly give it. We're undertrained in those areas. By running, I'm doing that, but at the same time, I'm also giving myself a chance to burn a lot of calories and therefore burn fat. If you're not sprinting, you gotta start. And I don't care if you don't do all that well in the beginning, do it at your own pace, but the key is just doing your slow, steady state cardio or your little slow jogs on the treadmill are not providing the overload the same way as if you went into the weight room and just did enough bench press that you can handle, what you're comfortable with. There's no way you're gonna build a bigger chest unless you're trying to overload with those weights. Overloading with your body in the form of sprinting is the absolute best that you can do. All right, guys, I hope you found this video helpful. In the meantime, if you're looking for more bodyweight options, we have an entire program that pushes your body to the limit with nothing but your own body weight, no equipment at all. It's called Athlean Zero, and that's over at AthleanX.com. It comes with a meal plan, by the way. We know meal plans are critical to helping to shed the fat as well. It comes with a complete meal plan, day by day, meal by meal, to help you to do just that as well. All right, guys, that's over at athletenext.com. In the meantime, I'll be back here again with another video in just a couple days. I'll see you later.